Have you ever wondered why men get fat in relationships? That's right, fat in relationships. I mean, I'm 52 and I see it are all around me. I see most men are fat and they're in a relationship. So in this video, I'm going to give you the 5 reasons why men get fat in a relationship and what you can do to reinvent yourself and stop this from happening because at the end of the day, it's not relationships that make men fat. It's the fact that men abandon themselves. And I'm going to go into the details on why they abandon themselves and what you can do to reinvent yourself. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys and the women that want to understand them. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification button because I'm dropping videos every week. Woo! Okay, yeah, there's a lot of men in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s that they're in relationships and they allowed themselves to get fat. But why is that? So, we're going to get into this right now. And I'm also going to give you some tips on how you can reinvent yourself and make sure this stops happening. Because at the end of the day, it's because men are abandoning themselves. But point number one is sex is no longer a performance metric. What do I mean by that? Well, when men are single, being fit is leverage, right? It gives you more options. Women are attracted to what your body looks like more than your money, by the way, in case you weren't. In case you didn't know that. You could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor, but if you look like shit, she's still going to pass, or maybe she'll entertain you as an ATM machine, but she's going to be banging Joe over on the side that actually looks better physically. Okay, so physical attractiveness is massive in the dating market and will increase your sexual market value when you look really good. But in a relationship, especially a marriage, that incentive tends to fade and sex becomes scheduled, negotiated, it's inconsistency. And so the urgency to stay in shape kind of disappears. So I get it. I was married for 20 years. This happened to me. And at the end of my marriage, I could not stand the way I looked in the mirror. And I also knew I was going to be single soon. So I got my ass back to the gym. So I can relate to this that why I got back to the gym was not only to feel better personally, but also to give myself more options. Okay. So that's point number one on why men get fat in relationships is because sex is no longer a performance metric. Number two, comfort replaces competition. Once a man feels chosen, the subconscious drive to compete stops. There's no more rivalries, there's no sense of urgency. Now it's about comfort food, Netflix nights, and the routine of just everyday life replaces the gym and your discipline. Number three, the guy's routine gets absorbed into hers. So, one of the reasons why men get fat in relationships is because his routine gets absorbed with hers. Gym time becomes selfish. There's some women that are like, oh, you got to go to the gym again. And meals tend to cater to her preferences. So let's say you were once eating very clean, but now with the pressure of her saying, I want pasta, I want rice, I want this, I want lasagna. And all of a sudden now you're compromising even the type of meals that you're having. You're eating late at night, you're having desserts, your social circle starts to expand and you're now going out for dinners and they're not so healthy. And so your original structure starts to dissolve slowly and you're making one concession at a time and eventually you get fat. Number four is men get fat in relationships because they start to have lower testosterone and more estrogen, which results in body fat. Just a quick fun fact, the average man at the age of 35 loses 1% of his testosterone every year for the rest of his life. That's a big drop over time. So when you have chronic stress, this can elevate your cortisol. And with bad eating habits, heavy drinking, this will all wreck your testosterone. And here's the thing, when you have combined lower testosterone and your body converting what is left or some of what's left into estrogen, that's how men get man boobs. That's how men get fat around their belly and all these things. And so I'm going to mention this couple things is that beer and red wine specifically are nasty for converting estrogen into excuse me, converting testosterone into estrogen. There's also some foods you have to watch out for. This is not the video for it, that can trigger estrogen production, like cheeses, as an example, is another one. So these factors all weigh into men having lower testosterone. So what I suggest, you're probably thinking, Silver Bachelor, okay, cool. What do I do about it? I suggest, and I'm going to do a video on this because I'm going to go and get my blood test actually next week. And I'm going to do a video on this. I'm going to have to do it over sessions because I want to show you not only me going to the clinic, but also show you my results and what the plan is for me to change those results. Because I actually don't know, and I suggest all of you get your blood test if you're over 40. In fact, get your blood test tested maybe twice a year. And what you're looking for is basically three things. You're looking for total testosterone, you're looking for free testosterone, and you're looking for estrogen count, right? And you want to know total testosterone and what's the range, right? So different people have different views on this, but I've heard of ranges going as high as 1100 to as low as 150. One of my colleagues says a 150 out of 1100 for his total testosterone, which is bad, bad, bad. Basically, you want to be north of 500 is my understanding from a lot of doctors and what I've heard on YouTube. So I actually have no idea where my testosterone is. I feel great. I have a high libido. That's really good. And my workouts feel really good. One of the key things that I'm taking for me to boost my testosterone is I'm taking beef testicles specifically. It doesn't have to be beef, could be sheep testicles as well. Powdered testicles, right? I'm taking that. I'm taking DIM. It's a short form for it. I can't recall the full medical name, but basically that helps block your estrogen. And depending on my blood results, I might consider going on what's called eclomiphene, something like that. It's not TRT, it's prescribed, it's a pill, and basically it helps trick your body into thinking you don't have enough testosterone and helps your body create more testosterone and as well as blocking more estrogen. Anyways, that's just a summary of this versus TRT. TRT could be complicated long term, and this is kind of the eclomiphene. um, from what I've been getting in my research so far, seems to be a good alternative versus TRT. So anyways, I'll keep you guys posted on this because first it's all about what is my blood test coming out at in terms of the numbers, and then I'll decide on what I'm going to do from there. But at the end of the day, what helps me with my testosterone is watching what I drink, watching what I eat, and beef testicles as well as DIM to reduce my estrogen. All right, so moving along. Number 5 reason why men get fat in relationships is because they lose their male identity. Men stop prioritizing their masculinity. They prioritize the wife. They stop going to the gym. They stop competing. And here's the other thing, this is the social part of it, our environment part of it, is the reality is if men start showing their strength and their dominance, especially out there in interactions with people or on social media, you start to get labeled as a misogynist. And this is beating a lot of men down. They're treading on thin ice around women, and they're not sure what to say, what to do because the women get angry. Well, I say, fuck it. You do you. And women will actually respect you more and they will like you more, right? And the thing is, you want the women that have a burning desire for you and not the ones that are just going to waste your damn time. And the women that are going to have burning desire for you is because you're going to bring traits that is rare amongst us men. And it's rare that men speak up for themselves in front of women and say facts, have conversations, and let alone be doing things that are masculine. All right. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.